The parody started way back in the day when Willie and KC did this.
Cablinasian, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know, skin horribly bright, pasty white, Cablinasian, the friendly ghost.
That's no one-trick pony. He had parodies, but he also had other parts to other calls.
Hey, John, time to meet Mr. Rome. Giddy up, horseface. Come on, girl, come on.
And then he got banned for life, which was regrettable. But when I'm talking about clones doing songs, I don't mean clones that call with songs, like JD in Nashville. I'm not talking about parodies like this.
Shimon, I'm calling you. Pimp in the box. What's up, J.
It was a classic moment, as was this, Bodie in Pearland.
Going to a party in the Texas town. And the girls there was just sitting around. Then one got up and asked a question. You should have seen
Bodie was like shot out of a cannon, wasn't he? Or who will ever forget Eric in San Luis Obispo?
I got a pocket full of hundreds and I'm headed to the strip club. Jerry Jones.
All right, so these are the kinds of songs that come into the jungle, but it's a caller just doing a parody. I'm talking about real songs, songs that are mailed to us, songs that are emailed to us, songs that are produced, songs that are written, composed, and produced. Not people calling up and doing parodies, actual songs. It started way back in the mid-'90s. Nemes, a singer-songwriter from, at last check, Vegas, started the whole thing with Michael's dad. Probably the best thing about this song is it's not done with any irony whatsoever. I mean, Nemes was serious. When I pointed out that this was incredibly cheesy and that if Michael ever heard it, he'd be very upset, Nemes took great offense to it.
We've all been watching number 23.
I mean, this guy's as serious as a heart attack. Leave it up there. He recorded that song, took his headphones off, backed away from the mic, and he was selling it. I mean, he thought that he just dropped the next Hey Jude. He thought that 45 would get a hold of this, be moved by it, endorse it, rock it, and suddenly U2's covering Michael's dad on stage. Bono is belting out Mike's dad. We'd like to play one more song for you. It's called Michael's Dad. It must have been, but that never worked out that way. And Nemes was very upset with me for a long time, but now I'm assuming Nemes now are good. I mean, how many dozens of records have I sold for you, Nemes? I'll tell you what, Nemes. I think that most of your stuff's better than almost all of U2's stuff. You know, where the streets have no name. All right. That brings us to some others like Jesus. Jesus in Chicago. When it comes to submitting musical content to the program, Jesus is in a class by himself because he's always gone with the approach that more is more. Trust me, for every song that I've played of this guy on this show, there are probably 5 others that you have not heard. He has written songs about Kyle Brandt, about Jay Stu, and about Alvin. I would imagine any day you're going to get Jesus' Ode to the Best in the Midwest. I don't know how Moss doesn't have a song yet. And some of you clones have called Jesus the Vanilla Ice of the jungle. That's not fair. He's never dropped a word to your mother in one of his songs. And whereas Vanilla had one hit, Jesus has had a couple of hits. Big hits. Like Jay Stu, the Jungle Phone Slap.
Good. How you doing? It's going okay.
It's a Christmas song. Because nothing says Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays like resetting porno stashes and blind date skanks. The word skank does not belong in a Christmas song. Forget Jingle Bells, forget Silent Night. This is the Christmas anthem for a new generation. Jay Stu, the Jungle Phone Slap is the name of that song. All right, so there's that. But he's no one-hit wonder. Jesus in Chicago also wrote a song called Man's Game, an ode to Alvin. He says he wrote it, quote, to get these clones off Alvin.
Hey, yo, Alvin, they tried
like
to
he had his boys back.
You know what this is
like he was sticking up for a friend.
This ain't child's play, it's man.
He's not trying to get his music on the air. He's just got Alvin's back.
He's the master of the board, the keeper of the funk. Blast the speakers in
I like
the
that
trunk.
song. I rapped to it back in the day. You remember.
All
right, that's Jesus. How about this next one? This next song was submitted by a clone named Rob Levine, entitled J Freaking Stew. An example of a produced song that's frankly a big waste of everybody's time. I mean, I don't know how long he spent on this, but if he spent 30 seconds on it, it was 30 seconds too long.
He's got a big mole on the side of his
I mean, if you had called in the show with this and gone off the cuff, you would have been running 5 seconds.
back in college.
The lyrics here are nothing more than resets of the same old, tired, repeated, beaten to death J. Stu jokes. Wooden and laconic, porno with 9 other guys, a big mole, blah, blah, blah. I think that song came out about 7 years ago, but it was 08. And maybe the worst part was suffering through his J. Stu resets. When you finally get to the chorus, the payoff is, he's Stu, J. Stu. It's worth it. Even if I go late. Here it comes. Wait for it. It's here. Here's your payoff. That's your payoff. Watch him change up. J freaking Stu.
J freaking Stu.
All right, which brings us...